Little nigga, do you got a problem? What? Little nigga will come and solve it. Straight up. Cash coming in, can't stop it. 21. I'm running to the money, y'all jagging. Yeah. Richer mills represent victory. 21. Still the same, I'm just a richer me. Okay. A washed up bitch don't mean shit to me. Nothing. I'ma let your best friend nibble me. Yeah. You can't do nothing for me unless you leaving hickeys where my dick be. 21. Slaughter gang, savage freak hoes get punched just for trying to kiss me. 21. I'm a Percocet.
Alright man, back again with another breakdown. So we got a little vibe for 21 Savage this time. As usual, I'm just gonna go in, break down the sample, break down the drums after that, and make sure you guys are actually taking notes because I'm gonna be giving out hell a game. So watch until the end and let's get into it. Alright, so we're in the FOP of the sample. When I was making it, I didn't even go for a specific vibe. I just went with whatever sounded good. So basically, first off, I start with this Addictive Keys stage piano. I'm using the Silverface preset. So the pattern I laid down sounds like this. Extremely simple 1/5 chord progression in the key of F sharp minor. Basically have F and then we go down to C. Now what I did here is triad chord, then I just added this half step. Then I took the root note, I pitched it up an octave. We have this first part, which sounds really dark because we have the half step tension here. After that I just took this part of the chord and I placed it here and I just played around with the order of the notes. So basically I just made it arpeggiated so it goes up and then down. And so far we have this. After that I basically just took this and I pitched it up 7 and then I pitched it down an octave. And here the E was a little bit more muddy, so I just pitched it up an octave and there you have it. That's the full pattern. Now in the preview it doesn't sound like this, so I'm gonna go ahead and explain the effects I laid down on this. So I went ahead and added this EQ to cut out some of the harsh frequencies. Then I just added this halftime, and finally, since we have more low end, I took down the low end a little bit more and I boosted the volume of the sample. So this is how it sounds with the effects now. Now for the A section of the sample, I still wanted it to be not as scary, not as, you know, spooky. So I added this vibey guitar, which sounds like this. Now for the effects on the guitar, I'm using this ambient guitar preset, which I gave away in the previous video, so I'm gonna link that up there. So you can just go watch the video and download the preset for free. Now when you play it together, this is how it sounds so far. Now it sounds a little bit empty for an intro, so I just wanted to add some more texture and I went ahead and added this texture chop. So if you want to know how to make textures that fit with the samples and it's not just random noise, I'm gonna go ahead and show you something. What you want to do is select all the layers you have so far. You're gonna render them. After that, you're just gonna route them to any mix track. What I like to use is my Illusions preset bank, which is probably my best Portal bank so far. And I just go in and use this Calm preset, which is kind of my go-to for textures. So this is how it sounds with the preset on. You know, giving it this underwater feel. Now once I have this, I like to add even more grain texture, so I'm gonna show you a couple of plugins that I use. My favorite ones, which I use whenever I'm making textures, that's like my go-to. The plugins from Sound Ghost. The first one is Texturize, so you can just turn your sound into like a noise. But yeah, I'm gonna play this preset and you're gonna hear what I mean. Now for the second plugin, which is Jumbo, again by Sound Ghost. Basically you just take your sample and you drag it in and you can just mess with the presets and it's gonna start making these textures. And for the other way I make textures, I use this auto chroma VST. Basically what it does is it just takes the sample and it chops it up and adds these grains. So I'm gonna play it and you're gonna see what I mean by that. So once I'm done with the textures, I like what I hear, I just export it again. Once I have it exported, what I basically like to do is just take it and stretch it double time. And then I just add different chops. I pitch it down 5 to match the chord progression. And I just come back and layer it together with all the other sounds. Now moving on, I have this B section which plays after the intro and it sounds more dark and, you know, takes it up a notch. So I'm gonna play it. Alright, so here again we have the piano and we have the texture chop. But here what I did was added this Moog bass from Analog Web, and this is how it sounds. Now basically what I'm doing here is I'm just following the root notes and then I just have these accents in between. Now as far as processing goes, I just have 2 EQs. The first one is taking out a lot of the high end and the second one is just boosting the low end. A little bit of warning, I'm gonna play the dry version without effects, but it's gonna sound really harsh. Now so far I had this. Now after I had this, I wanted to make the sample even more dark, and honestly what better way of doing this than just adding a Memphis vocal. So basically what I did here was I sampled the vocals from the song called Thinking of a Drive-By by Gimme Some Family. So after I took out the vocals with the FL stem separation tool, I pitched them down 4 semitones to match the key of the project, and I added these effects. EQ, I added Saturn to give it more saturation and make the vocals more present. I'm taking out the high end with this Cymatics vintage plugin, and this is how the vocals sound without any effects. And with effects. So after that I wanted an extra layer of ear candy and I went ahead and added this drum break, which I then turned into a percussion loop. So this is how it sounds without any effects. With the effects. Now when you play everything together, this is how the B section sounds. And after that I just went ahead, arranged the sample, you know, gave it different sections, made it easy to use. So moving on to the drums part, after that I just opened a new FLP and I just chopped up the sample and I added these drums. You know, pretty simple Memphis style drums. The kick is beyond simple, I don't even have to explain it. Basic 2-step hi-hat with a couple of rolls, which is, you know, typical for these Memphis type of beats. Basic snare pattern. At the end I just had this bounce thing, and when you put it together, this is how the beat sounds without the vocals.
Friend nibble me, yeah. You can't do nothing for me unless Unless you leaving hickeys where my dick be. 21. Slaughter gang, savage freak hoes get punched just for trying to kiss me. 21.
So yeah, that's pretty much the whole beat and sample. I'm gonna leave the sample in the description. You can go download it for free. And I hope you guys learned something from this video. Until next time.
Little nigga, do you got a problem? What? Little nigga will come and solve it. Straight up. Cash coming in, can't stop it. 21. I'm running to the money, y'all jagging. Yeah. Richer mills represent victory. 21. Still the same, I'm just a richer me. A washed up bitch don't mean shit to me. Nothing. I'ma let your best friend nibble me. Yeah. You can't do nothing for me unless you leaving hickeys where my dick be. 21. Slaughter gang, savage freak hoes get punched just for trying to kiss me. 21.